Hey guys, this is Domsky, and we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the upcoming Eastern Conference Finals between the Boston Bruins and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Alright, let's begin with the regular season stats. As you can see here, both Boston and Tampa had identical records, both going 46, 25, and 11 for 103 points. Now, the only reason Boston finished above Tampa in the standings was because they placed first in their division. Moving on to goals per game, both rank up there amongst the best, averaging just below 3 goals per game. A big reason for Boston's success when it comes to goals against this year has got to be Tim Thomas. I mean, he's just been a beast this year. And that's why Boston ranks second best when it comes to goals against per game. Now, Tampa, on the other hand, has had its struggles, as you can see here, and they don't have that healthy margin that Boston has when it comes to goals and goals against per game. Looking at special teams for the season, the power play and penalty kill were one of Tampa Bay's strong points this year, and it's where players like Stamkos and St. Louis were able to get a lot done. They shined and they got a lot of points. Now, on the other hand, Boston didn't fare so well. They had subpar numbers, especially when you look at the deep team they have, that amazing defensive core, and of course, Tim Thomas. Head to head, alright, here we go. So this year, Boston really took it to Tampa, taking 3 out of 4 games, while outscoring them 15-8 in the process. And I also believe they won one of those games 8-1, something ridiculous like that. Tim Thomas putting up amazing numbers as usual, and he only played in those 3 wins. He didn't play in that one loss. I believe that was Rask. Michael Ryder, 3 goals and 2 assists in 4 games. Definitely a player to watch. Power play, Tampa, 1 for 15. Not so good. Boston, 3 for 15, 20%, not bad. Also, something to mention, Boston was outshot each game, so Tim Thomas, you better be on your A game for the upcoming series. Oh man, I really can't wait for this series. Look at this, identical records again. 8 wins, 3 losses, both averaging almost 3.5 goals per game. When you look at goals against, both tied with the least amount, 2.18. That's a huge improvement for Tampa Bay from the season. When special teams, Tampa has improved even more. Look at those numbers. Those are amazing numbers. Boston, on the other hand, those are just dreadful. When you take into account there's only 16 teams in the playoffs and their power play percentage is 5.4, that's just not going to cut it. They're going to have to improve, and that might be the deciding factor in the series. Players to watch. All right, let's begin with Martin St. Louis. An all-star, he has 6 goals and 7 assists in 11 games during the playoffs so far, and he was second in scoring with 99 points during the regular season. Overall, he's fast, he's got quick hands, and he's got great vision on the ice. And when you pair him up with the likings of Stamkos and LeCavalier, you better watch out. Don't let his height fool you. He's a force to be reckoned with. Next, we got Tim Thomas. Now, just look at these numbers. He's got a 2.03 goals against average and a .94 save percentage during the playoffs so far. He was first in goals against average and save percentage during the regular season and second in shutouts. He's extremely confident and consistent night in and night out. If you're the opposing team, you got to bring everything you got and more. From the Bolts, we got Sean Bergenheim. Now, he's no Stamkos or St. Louis, but he's definitely playing like that of late. He's tied for the lead with 7 goals during the playoffs so far, and he's got 5 goals in Tampa's last 5 games. Definitely a player to watch. He's a solid second and third line player with a good face-off percentage, a key guy to have. And last but not least, we got Nathan Horton, 10 points in 11 games during the playoffs so far. He's got 3 goals and 5 assists in Boston's last 5 games. He's on fire. He's a solid overall player with a big, intimidating presence on the ice. If Boston's going to do good against Tampa, Horton's got to bring his A game. We ended up doing a playoff simulation in NHL 11 just because we were curious. And all it is playoff mode, Boston vs. Tampa in a 7-game series, and we just simmed each game. Here are the results. Boston takes game 1, 3-2. Boston takes game 2, 7-1. Tampa takes game 3, 7-2. Boston takes game 4, 3-2. Tampa takes game 5, 1-0. Boston wins game 6, 4-2 to take the series. And there you have it. This simulation predicts Boston wins in 6 games. Superb, man. What do you think?
Well, Domsky, I gotta go with the Boston Bruins in 6. Yeah, as much as it pains me to say it, Thomas Caberlet, it's cup time for him.
Alright, fair enough. I would also like to see Caberlet hoist the cup. I believe he deserves it. However, I'm not going to go with Boston. That might be the obvious choice. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay in 7 games. And this is solely because their special teams have been so explosive this playoff so far, and Boston's have been so bad, and I believe that's going to be the deciding factor. Nonetheless, it's still going to be a close series. It's going to be an excellent series. However, I believe Tampa is going to come out on top. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals takes place on Saturday. Be sure to watch, and also be sure to leave your predictions in the comments below. And let's see if we can predict who's going to win the series. Alright guys, take it easy.